Hello, Mr. Greupner. I'm Steve Bruce from Coronado. First of all, congratulations on an amazing season. 3.3 million fans, largest attendance ever for a Padres season. 90 wins so far. Okay, Mr. Greupner, hire me. I'm Steve Bruce from Coronado. I'm ready to go right now on this, and this is the push to win the 2024 World Series, first ever for the San Diego Padres. I was there for the first Padres game in 1969. I was also there for Garvey's historic home run in the first playoff series. I was at the first playoff game, too, against the Cubs back in 1984, and that home run by Garvey. I've also attended 6 Padre games this year at Petco Park. Amazing, beautiful experience. And I saw all the remaining games on television. I have talked Padres baseball over 100 times on the Larry King shows back in the 80s and 90s, and hundreds of times on the Ted Leitner and Coach John Quintera show, and most recently on the Ben and Woods show. I am a winner of a major sports championship, professional teacher, and record producer. I want to assist the San Diego Padres in winning the 2024 World Series. Now, Mr. Greupner, think about this. Between 10 feet and 20 feet, right in front of home plate, it's wide open. There are no defenders. I want to talk to Mike Schilt about this. He might think it's between 15 feet and 25 feet. Somewhere between 10 and 20 feet, somewhere in there. And that's the golden spot. Now, as I talk about this, I want you to understand that I was watching a World Series game about 3 years ago, and John Smoltz was one of the broadcasters. One of the players was having a difficult time laying down a bunt. It wasn't a suicide squeeze bunt to drive in a run from third base. It was just a normal bunt. And John Smoltz said over the air, "It's the easiest thing to do if you practice." Also, Tony Gwynn, think about this. 8-time batting champion in the top 3 all time with Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner, and Tony Gwynn. Top 3 all-time batting champion. Tony Gwynn was broadcasting a Padres baseball game, and he said these exact words. He said, it's so much easier to move base runners laying down a bunt than it is to hit to the right side. I think I could paraphrase that. Tony Gwynn, 8-time batting champion, said it's so much easier to move base runners with a bunt. And with preparation and practice, it's easy to drive in the winning run for a critical playoff game, 8th, 9th innings, or overtime, extra innings, with a suicide squeeze bunt with a runner at third base with less than 2 outs than it is to do any other method. You can have that player swing away, but it's so much easier to drive in that winning run, possibly for the World Series title, to drive in that winning run by laying that ball down in no man's land where there are no defenders between 10 and 20 feet in front of home plate to drive in that winning run. Imagine the exuberation, the excitement when maybe Manny Machado gets the call to lay down the suicide squeeze. And imagine he does it perfectly and he's running down first base cheering like this because he knows we've won the game. Okay? This is a weakness among every Major League Baseball team. It's been a weakness for the Padres since 1969. It can be changed in a week's time because these players that you have on this squad are athletic. Great tribute to A.J. Preller for putting this squad together, and yourself and Mike Schilt. Great job at managing. Mike Schilt, over the air on the Ben and Wood show, after I requested this question to be asked, he said, no, we don't grade the players on their ability to bunt, but we assume they can do everything that we ask them to do. Here's the proposal. It's very easy. Please hire me or have your people do it. I'm ready to go to work right away. Every day for 5 minutes, and this is starting on Tuesday or Wednesday up in LA. Every day for 5 minutes a day, each Padres position player, and maybe a couple starting pitchers as well, but that's another conversation. Each position player for 5 minutes, it's only 5 minutes, gets 10 pitches from the pitching machine, 100-mile-an-hour fastball one day. Keep it simple. They're graded on their ability to lay down that bunt between 10 and 20 feet in front of home plate. And I would be in consultation with Mr. Mike Schilt about this, because there would be different surfaces. It could be getting these 5 minutes inside. It could be outside, different surfaces. So I'd have consultation with Mike Schilt or the coaches on, 10 to 20 feet to get a score? Or is it 15 to 25 feet to get a score? 10 pitches, each player is graded on their ability to lay down that suicide squeeze bunt. I know it's the same pitch coming from the machine, but it gives the players the opportunity to practice this. And they're graded, and 2 grades are sent to Mike Schilt. The accumulative grade of all the grading periods, and the last 3 grading sessions are sent to Mike Schilt so he can see progress. Maybe a player has gotten better and better at it, and he could call the suicide squeeze based upon that progress. And it's also based upon the runner at third base, based upon the count, the pitcher's count at that time, and of course the grade of the player who's at the plate. Okay? And I want to preface that it would be as a professional teacher, it would be my request that each player for the first 5 grading periods wears protective gear, okay? Both for the hand that's extended on the bat and for the head, probably a catcher's mask, just for the first 5 grading periods, and they can opt to take that off. It would just be a good thing, okay? And that would be it. And then I would, if you hire me, and I know it's a super long shot that you would hire me to do this, but I'm ready to go, and I've got a plan. I can put this into place within 1 day. 1 day. If you hire me, I would give a quick talk to the entire team, a 3-minute talk. I'll have my speech prepared. I've done many, many speeches in front of city council meetings, in front of large crowds of thousands of people. I know how to deliver a speech. I use just for your own information, it's kind of fun, you probably know this already, the POWER speech formula. POWER, with those 5 letters, is an acronym. POWER. P stands for punch. You deliver the speech with a punch. Let the players know what we're doing here, okay? O means one theme. We're talking about winning the 2024 World Series. One theme, adding this new skill, okay? W is for windows. Within the speech, about 3 windows of illustration, like a television show illustrates 3 things. E is for ear. Make it conversational. No abstruse words, okay? Make it conversational. And R is for retention. The players go away. They know what we're doing. We're on it. You would get a copy of that speech before I deliver it, and we could make this fun. Mr. Greupner, we can make this fun. You could introduce me to the players, or someone else could introduce me to the players. Here's that Steve guy from Coronado. You might have heard him on the Larry King Show back when you were a toddler. You might have heard him on Ted Leidner, the Coach John Quintero Show, Ben and Woods, whatever. Somebody could introduce me some way. And I would make it fun for the players. I would say, at the end of my 3-minute talk with them, we're going to have an award for the champion bunter of this team, okay? The player with the highest grade at the end of all the grading sessions will get a reward. Who will it be? Who do you think will win? Will it be Luis Arise? Would it be Tyler Wade? Would it be Jerkson Profar? Who would win? Here is the grand prize for the winner, the accumulative score. And by the way, the grading system is, again, 10 pitches. When a player lays it in that area that Mike Schilt and I agree upon, 10 to 20 feet in front of home plate, they get 10 points for that. Say they get 8 out of 10. Then they get 80% for that day. And it only takes about 5 minutes. The pitches are coming from the machine. The guy is there. He's ready to go. The player knows it's coming. Every 30 seconds, a pitch comes. I mark down the grades, or someone else marks down the grades. They're accumulated and sent to Mike Schilt with those 2 grades we talked about previously. Okay? So, and then the next day, Mike Schilt will help me determine what would be the pitch for the second day. Would it be a curveball from the machine? Would it be some other pitch? And then different pitches, and I'd be in consultation with everyone. I'd love to do this. It'd be a lot of fun for me. And here's the reward. We make it fun. We just make it fun here, okay? As a professional teacher, it's the educational part, but it also needs to be entertaining, okay? So we make it fun. I tell the players, okay, the grand prize will be this. And they will know that I've won a sports championship. They will know that I am a professional teacher. They will know that I'm a record producer ahead of time. And the grand prize is the winner will get a $100 bill. A real $100 bill. I actually went to the bank and got one without a blue stripe on it. You will get this $100 bill if you win. And you will get a copy of my debut album. Look what it says on there. World record. Songs. Nice put it. World record. Song from a headband. 25 songs coming right at you. We just make it fun. We do something like this to make it fun. And I'm sure the players would get into it. They would see they're getting better and better at laying down the bunt. And depending upon the situation, in critical playoff games, 8th, 9th, extra innings to win a ball game, you got to have that run from third base with less than 2 outs, depending upon the count the hitter has, depending upon his grade, being able to lay down the suicide squeeze with his grading periods, and depending upon the runner at third base. Mike Schilt can look at that chart that he will have in the dugout. The grades will be there. He can call that suicide squeeze, and the Padres run off winning the 2024 World Series. Again, Mr. Greupner, I know this is a super long shot that you would hire me. I also know the Padres will likely win the 2024 World Series if they add this skill with this amazing team that y'all have put together. So I'm asking you to hire me right away. You can get a hold of me through my phone number, which is 619-437-1553. Again, that was 619-437-1553. Right now, I do not receive text messages with this landline phone I have. That's okay. You can also get a hold of me through email, which is piano, guitar, vocal, spelled with a V as in Victor, at gmail.com. Piano, guitar, vocal at gmail.com. Hope to hear from you, Mr. Greupner. I am ready to go right away. And did I leave anything out of my notes? This will be the edge for the Padres. They add this skill to go on and go through these playoff series that we're going through. Hopefully, we can beat the Dodgers 3 straight. And in the final 3 games, it works out where the Padres win the division. And hopefully, have the second best division record and not have to play in that 2 out of 3 game series. Ooh, boy, to have the season. Well, I can talk about that. Hopefully they can do that. If they don't, you got 3 playoff series. 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 7, and then the grand finale, 4 out of 7, in the World Series. Add this skill, and the Padres will likely win the 2024 World Series, and they will have an edge over all the other teams in Major League Baseball to do this. I'm Stephen Bruce from Coronado. I'm Steve from Coronado. I hope to hear from you very soon. I know it's a super long shot, but I decided to give it all my best because I so much desire for this season to last forever. And the only way it can last forever is for the San Diego Padres to win the 2024 World Series. Thank you for listening, and I hope you call me as soon as possible. Thank you again.